Guys, if you've been a part of my channel, you know I want to make this as simple as possible for you, understanding these charts. And we're going to talk about SOFI because I have recently gone pretty heavy into SOFI. I've talked about a lot of different stocks on this channel, and I like to swing trade. I like to buy positions, hold for a couple weeks, maybe even a couple months out, sell and buy undervalued stocks. This last strategy that I did, I sold Palantir close to $25. I sold out of it completely after buying it around $7, $8, $9. Of course, I alerted the Patreon on all of those trades. We bought it, we sold the top, we kind of traded it in and out as it was kind of climbing, and then I got completely out close to $25. I then took that money and put it into SOFI because my belief is I think SOFI can double to $14 before Palantir can double to $50, right, from 25. So that's why I did exactly what I did. Also, negative divergence was forming on Palantir. SOFI is looking really good on the charts. It's been looking good, so I'm gonna share those charts with you today. All I ask, guys, that you drop a like, you subscribe, and of course, don't forget to grab your coffee. Here's mine. Now, with SOFI, another thing I will tell you is Cathie Wood is very big on SOFI also, being ARK Invest. Now, there's a lot of people that talk bad about Cathie Wood. She's not really the best investor, I would say, but she does win some of her picks. And some of those wins are like DraftKings. I know she was buying down at like $11, $12, $13. DraftKings is over 40 bucks now. Palantir also, she's placed some buys under 15 bucks for Palantir. Obviously that ran. And I do think SOFI will be the next runner. Okay, of course, this is just my own opinion. This is not financial advice to tell you to buy or sell any stocks out there. You should always do your own research at the end of the day. But what I'm about to show you for SOFI is actually very, very exciting because this is a thing that we've been talking about for weeks and it's actually playing out. So we're going to talk about a lot of different things with SOFI right now. Of course, I talked about the RSI, stochastic, trend lines, and Fibonacci. I want to keep it very simple for you guys. Of course, if you want to learn more about this and different stocks we're looking at, you could join the Patreon down below. It's literally $7 a month. And if you pay for the whole year, you get about 12 to 16% off. So it's pretty awesome. But anyways, let's look at this. So I drew these yellow arrows for you all, obviously on the top, obviously on the bottom. Really the top yellow arrows are picturing the Keltner channel. So once we touch the yellow line, usually on the Keltner channel, SOFI tends to retrace, starts to sell off. That also aligns with the stochastic. You can see when the stochastic hits a high point, rolls over, SOFI tends to fall off. Now I also have these yellow arrows down here that I've been drawing for you all. This on a weekly time frame, the RSI is around 40, 45, but very oversold in my opinion. You can see every time we've touched this white line right here, we tend to bounce. Well, here's the biggest thing, guys. We have this trend line also, these yellow arrows right here that you see. And what are we doing right now? We're bouncing. And this is exactly what I said. $7 is a very important level based off the trend line being $7 also, of course. And just looking at the stochastic and RSI. When the stochastic and the RSI are at a low point, that's a good indicator that's telling us this stock wants to move up very soon, okay? And for these reasons, this is why I'm feeling really good about SOFI stock right now. Now, again, going back to Cathie Wood and ARK Invest, a lot of people don't like them, and I totally understand. I don't like every stock that they pick, and that's why I don't buy every stock that they pick. The cool thing is when you start to buy stocks before they're really in it, and then they start buying heavy, it helps your conviction. Also, if you guys follow certain people on X, that also helps your conviction, right? Because I'm only one person. So don't take my word for it. Go around YouTube, start to watch people's videos, start to follow people on X, get other reviews about a stock from other people. That helps my belief, that helps my conviction. I'm doing my research, I'm looking at the charts, I'm doing my own analysis, but when I also see other people posting things that align with my thoughts too, makes me feel a lot better in my position with that stock, right? So again, SOFI is a hold for me. You can see I also have a Fibonacci right here from the high point to the low point. And the areas you want to look for, short term, obviously the 618, the 786 level, which is up here. But ultimately, I'm looking at the 1.618 level, which you can see right there, guys, is over $15 for SOFI. Okay, SOFI reminds me a lot of Palantir before Palantir was profitable. When earnings came out for Palantir that they were GAAP profitable, the stock was around $8-9. Earnings came out. Over the next week or 2 weeks, it ran from $9 all the way up to like $21 or $22. Okay, we were buying at $7 or $8. SoFi is kind of the same setup. We're in an uptrend, which is very good. The last earnings, they're GAAP profitable. Earnings are right around the corner for SoFi right now. It has a great community. The charts look great. So for these reasons, I'm in the stock. Now let's also talk about this right now because this article just came out yesterday, April 22nd at 7:12 a.m. Okay, while institutions own 40% of SoFi Technologies, retail investors don't like retail investors, right? That's a red flag sometimes when you're in a stock and it's very heavily bought by retail. If it's a bad company. SoFi has a great CEO who's very vocal, has great earnings, so it's not as big of a concern. Again, it reminds me of Palantir. Palantir has a great community. When they were GAAP profitable, it freaking ran. SoFi, I think, will also run, okay? But this is concerning when looking at other stocks. You want to make sure it has, good management, good earnings, and SoFi has both of those, right? Even the CEO has bought in SoFi stock out of his own pocket and has been very vocal about that on X and other social media websites. So retail investors are its largest shareholders with 54% ownership. Okay, so a lot of retail. Let's look at some highlights though. Significant control of SoFi Technologies by retail investors implies that the general public has more power to influence management and governance related decisions. So again, I remember when SoFi fell off a cliff and retail started talking on X, on Twitter, and the CEO actually bought SoFi stock out of his own pocket a couple days later, and the stock price went up much higher weeks later, right? So again, when you have a good CEO, good management, good earnings, it's not really that big of a concern that retail owns majority. You could see institutions own 40% of SoFi Technologies, again, which is very positive. That's a green flag for me. The top 25 shareholders own 35% of the company. So again, I'm feeling really good about SoFi right now. These are the reasons why I hold. Again, this is all my own opinion. You guys got to do your own research, do what's best for you. But do let me know what your thoughts are on SoFi because I am interested in hearing what the public thinks about this stock. What are your thoughts about Cathie Wood and ARK Invest owning SoFi, and also just the majority of retail, like majority of owners is retail, very heavy. What are your thoughts on that compared to the 40% of institutions? Appreciate you all. I hope you have a great day, and we will absolutely see you on the next one.